All right. Hello, hello, everybody. Good to see faces tonight. I'm going to pause this music. All right. So welcome to Monday Night Outdoor Yoga. I'm going to lean over carefully and turn up the mic just a little bit. All right. Can you hear me back there? Yeah? Okay, cool. So tonight we're going to do a 60-minute yoga class in the park in the most beautiful weather imaginable tonight. So I am very grateful for that. My name is Amber, and I'm with Mindful Yoga and Art STL. And tonight I teach a beginner's vinyasa class. So I don't know if there's any beginners out there. I don't have to out you, but if there are any beginners out there, you're at a good class. I try to give options for different challenges along the way. We start with a breathing exercise, some stretches, and then we get into kind of lower movements and then raise up to kind of the more high-standing warrior flow series. And then we always end our class with a Shavasana, or the final resting pose. So we'll be laying in the grass just breathing for the last 5 or so minutes of class. So it's relaxing to me if there's no bugs jumping on me, but find your own peace during that 5 minutes for sure. So we're going to start by standing. So if I can have everybody join me in a standing position. So I don't know if you know this, but tomorrow is the fall equinox. So it is when there is the same amount of daylight as darkness during the day, and then things start changing. So it's spring on the opposite side of the world and fall here. So tonight is going to be about that balance. So finding balance in our bodies, finding balance in our movements. If you fall out of balance tonight at any moment, just know, forgive yourself, it's okay. Just try to find balance again, reset, start over. So I'm a very easygoing teacher, not a drill sergeant. So I like to have people know that you're the expert of your bodies. I am up here teaching, but if anything is painful or doesn't feel good, back out of it and respect your body. All right. So let's start by just rocking back and forth on our feet. Where we stand on our mat, make sure there's no giant sticks or lumps or bumps underneath you. And really think about where your soles of your feet are touching the mat as you rock forward on the balls of your feet and rock back on the heels. And then spread out your toes really wide. We don't normally do that. Spread out your toes really wide and see if you can grip the mat underneath you a little bit. This is your place to practice tonight. Your grounding, your footing will help you balance as we go through many of the movements tonight. All right, once you find kind of a center spot where you're not leaning forward and not leaning back, we're going to take our hands up, our left hand on our heart and our right hand on our belly. And we're going to start by gazing up at the sky and the tops of the trees and just noticing how there are no clouds in the sky. We're under really beautiful tall trees here. And then draw your gaze down, noticing the houses and the cars behind me or in front of you. And then noticing all the other people that joined us tonight. Noticing your body and how it feels to have your hand on your heart and the other hand on the belly. And then looking down and just checking into where your feet eventually landed from after rocking back and forth. So coming into this moment with mindfulness, we're going to take a deep breath in and feel our belly expand outwards. Our belly button will push on our hand. And as we exhale, we'll feel that belly button sink in towards our spine. Inhaling and exhaling. It's hard to slow down sometimes, but I challenge you with each breath, take it a little bit slower and a little bit deeper. The quote I'm going to start with tonight is, life is a balance between rest and movement. Even though we're not moving right now with our body, we're moving the air in and out of our lungs. And we're feeling it too. Most of the time during our day, we just go about not even noticing that we're breathing. But it is our key to stress relief. It is our key to just calming ourselves down in some situations. take an inhale as deep as you can, maybe looking up at the sky. And then exhale, letting your body just curve forward. Maybe gaze comes down. Inhale, looking up at the sky. Slight curve in your lower back. And exhale, looking down at your mat. One more time doing that. And then slowly drop your arms to your side. And with your next inhale, we're going to take our fingertips up towards the sky. And then exhale, flip the palms almost like you're pushing down as you come down with your exhale. Inhale, palms are facing up towards the sky. And exhale, palms are down. We can add a little extra movement with our knees. So the next exhale, we're going to bend down as our arms come down. The next inhale, we're going to straighten our legs and stand up tall. Exhale, bending the knees. Inhale, straightening. And feel free to be playful with any of these movements, crossing arms, being silly. It's okay. Yoga shouldn't be so serious. This is your body. Have fun with it. All right, one more of these. Exhale, bending the knees. And inhale, reach it up. Let's clasp our hands above our head, so locking your fingers together and leaving your pointer fingers shooting up towards the sky. We're going to inhale here and exhale, leaning towards our left to start with. So here, just pay attention to, is your shoulder drawing back? Can you still see the sky underneath your arm as you look up? Inhale, coming towards the center, and exhale off to your right. Leaning to your degree of comfort. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, off to your left. Inhale, and exhale. All right. We're going to take those fingers up towards the sky, and then we're going to unclasp our fingers and go ahead and reach down behind our back and see if we can clasp our hands behind our back. If that doesn't feel comfortable, just set your palms on the top of your hips. With your next inhale, go ahead and once again gaze up at the sky. And exhale, leaning forward, lifting those clasped hands away from your back. Inhale slowly, standing up straight, looking up. And exhale, leaning forward, lifting those clasped hands away from your back as you let your head and neck just relax. Inhale, looking up. And exhale, looking down. All right, awesome. Inhale, face it forward, standing up straight and unclasp the hands. We're going to do a shoulder shrug here. Inhaling and hugging our shoulders up into our ears, making us so that we don't have any neck. Oh, this looks great. Inhale, and then exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale, roll up the shoulders and roll them back and down. Noticing that when you lift your shoulders up to your ears, it's really tense, it's really tight. And as you roll the shoulders back and down, you can feel that relief. There's a lot of different stress-relieving activities where you inhale and tense things up, and then exhale, let it go. And this is one of them. All right, one more shoulder shrug. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and arms out to the side. We're going to just do gentle twists to start with. So twisting towards the left. So reaching our left hand behind us, looking back. Inhale it forward and exhale it off to the right. You choose your speed. So inhale. Each time you twist, you want to exhale. It's kind of natural. We're squeezing our diaphragm and squeezing our lungs as we twist. And maybe letting your arms just hang a little heavier as you twist. Maybe letting them swing just a little bit more. All right, warming up with all the good spine movements to start with. Just helps us not have any injuries during this yoga class. Okay, awesome. And come back to a standing position. We're gonna all meet at the front of our mat here, and I'm gonna change my mat around so that I'm not missing anybody. All right, at the front of our mat, we're gonna inhale and reach up with our hands, and we're gonna do our first forward fold. So palms facing forward, knees are slightly bent, hinging at the hips and reaching towards the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands on your thighs, flat back and shoulder blades drawing together. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms open up wide to the side and standing up straight. Fingers reaching up to the sky. And then your next exhale is a forward fold again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, arms reach out wide as we raise our fingers to the sky again. All right, try that one more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend forward. Once again, remind yourself to leave a little bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, arms open wide, standing up straight. All right, let's add to that. So exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time, plant your hands in front of your toes and bend your knees enough so that you can make that possible. We're gonna step back with our right foot. Step back with our left foot into a plank position momentarily. Breathing, pushing those heels towards the back of the mat. And then we're gonna slowly drop our knees to the mat here in a tabletop position. So wrists are underneath shoulders, knees are underneath hips. And we're gonna do a couple of cat-cow poses. So let's inhale, looking up towards the sky, creating a slight curve in our back. Belly button drops towards the mat. And then exhale, bring the chin to the chest and curve the upper back towards the sky. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. There's different things that you can focus on in these movements. You can focus on really relaxing your belly towards the mat and cow, and really crunching your abs in during cat. Or you can think about it as when you're in cow, you're pulling your shoulder blades together. And when you're in cat pose, your shoulder blades expand apart. Just notice what changes happen in your body with each of these movements. Creating awareness in our body and creating movement. We're gonna do about 3 more of these. So cow pose, inhale, exhale, cat pose. 3 more sets. And once you're done with those, let's meet back in a tabletop position, so flat back. I'm gonna move my phone so I don't step on it. All right, in this tabletop position, we're gonna start a balancing pose. Like the theme of our class tonight is balance. What we're gonna do to start with, we're gonna hug our right knee in and underneath us, reaching our nose towards our knee, tucking, crunching, tight, tight, tense, tense. And then exhale, kick that heel back behind you, almost like you're kicking a wall. Inhale, hug that knee underneath you, crunch it in. Exhale, kick it back. Inhale, crunching that knee underneath you, and exhale, kick it back. This time, keep that foot kicking back behind you. Shift your weight over into your right hand, really spread those fingers wide, and reach forward with your left hand. Coming into a balance pose called Bird Dog. Thinking about creating a straight line from your fingertips all the way to your heel. Maybe the top of your head is reaching forward as well, helping with that straight line. Inhale, lift the thumb and the heel up just a little bit more. And exhale, relax it down. Switching sides, we're gonna hug our left knee underneath us this time, crunching it in, knee to nose. Exhale, kick that heel back. Inhale, knee to nose, crunch that knee underneath you. Exhale, kick that heel back. One more time, inhale, crunch that knee underneath you, and kick it back with an exhale. Shift your weight over into your left hand this time, reaching up and forward with your right hand. Thinking about creating that straight line from your fingertips to your heel. Maybe it requires you to lower your fingers or lift your heel up. Just aim for that if you can. And then lift your thumb and your heel up just a little bit more. It gets tired. And then exhale it all down. Awesome. All right, we're gonna do a variation of that and go into another balancing pose here. So let's once again hug that knee underneath us, crunching it in, knee to nose. Exhale, kick that right heel back behind us. This time, we're gonna take the inside of that right foot and place it down behind the left foot. So if there was a line leaving our left toes, it would intersect our right toes. We're gonna spread our fingers wide on our left hand, and we're gonna see if we can lift up our right fingers to the sky in a modified side plank. If you feel like you're losing balance, you can always kick that left foot off to the side and in the grass, like a kickstand. Really elongating your body all the way from your foot to your top of your head, and reaching your fingers forward as well, so that, once again, that creates that straight line from the fingers all the way to the heel. Inhale and exhale it down to the mat. Right knee comes down again into tabletop. And we're gonna try that on the other side too. So inhale, hug the left knee underneath you, crunch it in, use those abs, knee to nose, and exhale, kick that left heel out behind you. Take the inside of the left foot and place it down directly behind your right foot. Shift your weight over into your right hand and slowly lift your left fingertips up towards the sky. So a side plank, a modified side plank to start with tonight. One more full breath here, really stretching from your fingertips all the way to your heel. Feeling that stretch down the side of your body. And then exhale it down to your mat. We're gonna do that one more time on each side and add a challenge for those who are like, I can do that in my sleep. So inhale, hug that right knee in and underneath you. Tuck. Exhale, kick that right heel back behind you. Set the inside of the right foot directly behind that left foot. Shift the weight over into your left hand and reach up with your right fingertips. And then stay here if you want to, reaching, stretching from your heel to your fingertips. Or see if you can lift up your foot, your right foot off the mat. See if you can reach forward with your hand, back with your heel. Play with it. Playfulness is okay. And you can even bend your knee if you want an extra challenge and reach back with your right hand and grab the top of your foot. Why not? Getting all pretzel-y. Yes. All right, wherever you're at, it is okay tonight. And slowly come back to that tabletop position. All right, let's try that on the left side. So inhale, hug the left knee underneath you, crunch it in, knee to nose. Exhale, kick that left heel back behind you. Slowly set the inside of that left foot down directly behind your right foot. Transition your weight into your right hand. Lift your left fingertips up towards the sky. Stay here if you want to, just reaching, stretching your fingertips forward, or lift the back foot off the earth and reach the fingertips forward. It's a challenge if you want. Or bend the back knee and reach back with your left hand to hold on to the top of the left foot. Wherever you're at, it is okay. And if you fall out of balance and try it again, right on. I fall out of balance all the time. Inhale and exhale, come back to tabletop. Awesome. Let's take a moment to rest, and what I mean by that, we're going to take a child's pose. So tuck your toes together behind you, take your knees out wide to the side, and then we're going to slowly sit our hips back and down onto our heels. Walking our hands forward and slowly setting our forehead on the mat, or letting it hover. Child's pose is a moment to just rest and focus on your breath again. If you have extra wiggles tonight, you can always, in child's pose, look up to the right, look up to the left, just stretching your lower back in different ways. Rest is easy for some and not so easy for others. 2 more deep breaths here. And then slowly lift your hips off your feet, off your heels, coming into that tabletop position once again. All right, let's start doing some low lunges. All right. We're gonna do what we have been doing before, but this time we're gonna transition into low lunges. So we're gonna hug our right knee in and underneath us, crunching those abs, strengthening our core. And then we're gonna slowly step that right foot forward in between our left hands. Sometimes we gotta encourage it with our other hand and just be like, come on, foot. Once you have your foot grounded, spread those toes wide, grip the mat underneath you, and then inhale, slowly raise up with the fingertips. All right. Beautiful looking low lunge here. Awesome. From here, we're going to bring our hands down into a prayer position at our heart, also called the Anjali Mudra. And then we're going to slowly twist towards our left side. So twisting towards the area that doesn't have your knee. Go ahead and lean down and see if you can come in contact with your right elbow to your right thigh. And then slowly lift up that left elbow to the sky. You can take a challenge here and open up your arms, reaching down towards the mat and reaching up towards the sky if you want to. You can also bring playfulness and bend that top arm and just slowly lower it and touch your lower back while looking up at the sky. Wherever you're at, come back to that prayer hand position. And slowly lift your torso up and face it forward. Awesome. Next, we're going to drop our left hand down to the mat, about the same, about equal distance with our foot. And then we're going to lift our right fingertips up towards the sky. So this time facing the opposite side of our mat and feeling that stretch all the way from where our palm is pressing into the mat, all the way up to your fingertips reaching into the sky. And exhale, slowly lower that right hand down to the mat. hearing hopefully honks of encouragement. We're gonna slowly walk our hands back towards our back knee and come into what's called a half splits position. So we're walking our fingertips back, we're straightening out that front right leg, and we're lifting our toes off the mat towards our face. It stretches the hamstring if you feel that. If touching the mat is too much, you can always lift up and press your hands into your thigh here. It does the same thing, but sometimes it's just easier to balance and reach. All right, breathing through half splits. Notice if you're clenching your teeth, hating it, or if you're having a moment of peace and serenity. Exhale, slowly bring the bend back to that front knee. Sole of your foot touches down in the mat. And then we're gonna go slowly ground down with our hands on either side of the foot as well. From here, we're gonna tuck our back left toes, and we're gonna lift our back left leg off the mat. Or I'm sorry, lift our knee off the mat, not the leg. We're gonna hover like magic. Coming into what's called a runner's lunge. So really pressing that left heel back, lunging forward into that right knee. Feeling that left glute engaged. Inhale here, and exhale, drop the left knee. And let's go ahead and take the right foot back and come into tabletop once again. All right, let's try those same stretches on the opposite side, because everything's about balance. We got to do on one side what we do on the other side. So hug that left knee underneath you, crunch it in, knee to nose. And then slowly step that left foot forward in between the right and the left hands. All right, spreading your toes wide, gripping the mat underneath you, and slowly inhale and reach the fingertips up. Coming into that low lunge. Finding your balance by engaging your core, scissoring your legs towards one another. Inhale here, and exhale, hands come to a prayer position at your heart. We're gonna turn towards our right side, so where our knee is not. Take a full breath here. Hearing the purr of the engines around us. Slowly drop your left elbow to your left thigh. Leaning your head forward towards the front of the mat and lifting up your right elbow towards the sky. So a twisted low lunge, they call this one. And with any of these movements, if something doesn't feel right, you can always move your foot forward or back just a little bit and just see if that feels a little bit better. For a challenge, go ahead and open up your arms here, touching your left fingertips to the mat, right fingertips are reaching up to the sky. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring your hands back to a prayer position and slowly lift your torso up, facing forward. Awesome. We're gonna go ahead and drop our right hand this time to the mat. Left hand reaches up, so we're twisting in the opposite way this time. One more breath here, slow and controlled. And exhale. Let's drop that left hand to the mat and slowly make our way into that half splits position like we did on the other side. So we're gonna walk our fingertips back towards our back knee, straighten out that front leg, lift the toes off the mat and towards our face, and breathe. So half splits position, once again, fingertips can be pressing into the mat, or you can rest your hands on your upper thigh. Some people can hinge forward here. Some people are like, I'm good. Letting that hamstring stretch. One more breath here. And then bring the bend back to that left knee. Hands come down to the mat on either side of that left foot. Let's tuck our right toes and slowly lift that right knee off the mat, coming into that runner's lunge like we did before. Really pressing through that back heel, bending through our front left knee, almost like we're at a starting block for a sprint. For fun challenges, for people who want to, you can lift your fingers off the mat and reach forward here. Once again, accept or don't accept these challenges, it's up to you. Inhale and exhale wherever you're at. Slowly set that right foot down on the mat. And we're gonna wiggle walk those left toes back so we come into tabletop one last time. Take a full breath and we're gonna slowly make our way to downward dog. So tuck your toes behind you in this tabletop. Spread your fingers out wide. And with your next exhale, push down through your hands and lift your hips up and back, hinging at the hips. We're pressing our heels back towards the earth. They may not reach it, but they're pressing down towards the earth. We're pressing our hands into the mat, and we're trying to bring our lower abs towards our upper thighs by pressing it through our hands. Let your head and neck relax here, and you can slowly bend your right knee and left knee to just, they call it walk the dog. All right, from here, we're gonna do something similar to what we've been doing. This time, we're going to hug our right knee in and underneath us, shifting our whole body forward onto the mat. Exhale, kick that right leg up into the air this time. Heel is reaching up towards the treetops. Inhale, hug that knee in and underneath you, crunching those abs, using your arm strength. Exhale, kick that right heel up towards the sky. And this last time, we're gonna take the knee in and underneath us and step the right foot forward, in between the right and left hands. If it's not a smooth transition, no worries. Mine is herky-jerky a lot of the times. So once again, find your balance. Inhale, slowly lift your torso up, reaching up with your fingertips. Pressing back through that back heel, bending that front knee at a 90-degree angle, and using the core strength that you got. Looking great, awesome. So this is high lunge, and the difference between high lunge and warrior one is a matter of just slowly rotating our back foot and setting the whole sole of your left foot on the mat behind you at a 45-degree angle. So it feels a little more balanced sometimes to do warrior one. All right. Inhale here in warrior one and straighten that front leg and look up at the sky. Exhale, keep that leg straight, but this time reach forward with your fingertips, hinging at the hips, and then reach all the way down towards your ankle or towards the mat, maybe setting your hands on your shin or the ankle or reaching towards the mat, whatever you feel comfortable with. Pyramid pose. Take a couple of full breaths here. In pyramid pose, you can always challenge yourself by drawing your nose towards your knee. If your nose is nowhere near your knee tonight, that is okay too. All right, one more breath in pyramid pose, and inhale, slowly raise those fingertips up again towards the sky. Bring the bend back to that front knee, and then we're gonna slowly transition into a warrior two. Right fingertips reach forward, left fingertips reach back. And we open up our body to the left side of our mat. All right, in warrior two, inhale, take the bend out of the front knee, look up at the sky. Exhale, slide your rib cage forward, reach forward with your right fingertips as much as you can. And then take the right fingertips down towards the mat and left fingertips up towards the sky. This is called triangle. Once again, not everybody's fingertips are gonna go towards the mat, so you can ground down on the inside of your calf for balance. Hold on to your leg for balance. But wherever you are, really think about engaging your core as well, keeping your body strong from the front and the back. One more deep breath here in triangle. Inhale, lifting up, coming back into a warrior two. Bend that front knee. And we're gonna do a reverse warrior and an extended side angle. So right fingertips reach up towards the sky as we let our left hand reach down, our back leg. So this one's called reverse warrior. And then exhale, bend that front arm. Set that front arm on your right thigh and reach over the top of your head with your left arm. This one's called extended side angle. So let's do 3 more of those with your own breath. So inhaling, reaching back. Exhaling, reaching forward. There's a way you can just do it and not put effort into it, or there's a way that you can consciously move and use your muscles and be aware of your muscles. I challenge you to do number 2. I don't know if that's 2 or 3. I'm going to do 1 more. All right, coming back into warrior 2 pose. This time we're going to take our right toes and turn them towards the left side of our mat. So we're in a very wide-legged stance. Arms are out to the side, and we're going to slowly bend our knees here. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, reach up with the arms. Exhale, reach down as you bend. All right, 1 more of these. Exhale, reach down. This time we're going to come into a yoga squat. So arms are going to come down. We're going to come into a prayer position. We're going to see if we can find balance by setting our right elbow and left elbow on our thighs, bringing our tailbone down towards the earth or towards our mat. It's a very awkward wide-legged seated position if you're not familiar with it. And if it's not comfortable, maybe walk your feet in just a little bit and maybe you'll have a little more control with a less wide stance. Inhale here, feeling your thighs on fire. Exhale, straighten your legs and go ahead and reach down towards the mat underneath you. All right, wide-legged forward fold here. Let's walk our hands over towards our right ankle. Reaching towards our right ankle or grabbing onto it here. Inhale and exhale. See if you can hinge towards that right leg just a little bit more. Drawing that knee to your nose. Nose to your knee, whichever is reaching. Inhale, reach up with your left hand towards the sky. And exhale, slowly come back down to your right ankle with the left hand. Walking your hands over to the left side this time. Holding on to the left ankle or reaching towards it. Take a breath and then reach up with your right hand towards the sky. Once again, you can be playful with this hand. You can reach it forward, reach it up, reach it back. Exhale, slowly lower that hand down to the left ankle. Walk the hands once again towards the center. Here, we're going to bring a bend into our knees. Not quite a yoga squat, but just a gentle bend in your knees. And we're going to reach our body over to the right side, bending a lot through our right knee and straightening out the left leg to the side. Inhale towards the center and exhale, leaning off to the left side. They call this a ninja squat. So go ahead and do a couple of those with your own breath, exhaling as you lean off to the left and lean off to the right. Feeling maybe that stretch down that straight leg. Bringing movement into your knees. One more set wherever you're at. And then coming through that center, wide-legged forward fold position, we're going to slowly roll our body up 1 vertebrae at a time. Coming up to a standing position again. Let's take our right foot and face it forward towards the front of our mat, and then step forward with our opposite foot. All right. Take a break here. Take a drink if you need to, or just stand and focus on your breath for one moment, because I got to take a drink. All right. So if you're not familiar with mountain pose, we'll start with that before we go into the left side. Mountain pose is a pose of strength. Once again, we're going to look down at our feet and make sure they're underneath our hips, just a little bit, shoulder width apart, hip width apart. We're going to inhale and hug our shoulders up to our ear and roll them back. Palms are going to face forward. And we're going to imagine that we have our feet are grounded into the earth, almost roots are coming out into the earth from our feet. And that strength comes up our calves and comes up our legs, comes into our core, comes into our heart, and it makes us solid like a mountain. So taking a moment to just breathe here in mountain pose, or they call it Tadasana as well. Feeling how your body has changed since the beginning of class. Maybe you're a little warmer. I'm a little sweatier. All right. One more deep breath here in mountain pose. And exhale, shake out the arms. Maybe bend the knees just a little bit. All right, let's go into the left side with those same movements that we did before. So we're going to inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees generously here so you can place your hands down into the mat in front of your feet. Step back with your right foot. Step back with your left foot into that plank position momentarily. And then we're going to slowly lower our whole body to the ground, hugging our elbows into our side. Maybe it's knees, hips, rib cage, chest. Maybe it's a plop. Maybe you've got awesome arm muscles and it's slow and controlled. Inhale here, cobra, lifting up with your arms, your heart, your head. And then exhale, tuck the toes behind you, push down through your hands, and lift your hips up and back into that mountain pose, into downward dog. That's what this one's called. Downward dog. All right, once again, we're bringing our lower abs towards our upper thighs, really pressing through the hands and pressing through the heels towards the earth. We're gonna hug our left knee in and underneath us this time. Crunch it in, knee to nose. Exhale, kick that left heel up towards the sky. Inhale, hug that left knee in and underneath you. Knee to nose. Okay, my nose is nowhere near my knee, but I'm trying. Exhale, kick that heel up to the sky. Inhale, hug that knee underneath you and step the left foot forward in between the right and left hands. Finding your balance, taking it slow, being gentle on yourself. And then coming up slowly, raising your fingertips and lifting your torso up to a standing position. Really press that back heel towards the earth, bend through that front knee. Use your stomach muscles to keep yourself upright. High lunge, breathing. And then slowly pivot that back foot and ground it down onto your mat at a 45-degree angle behind you. Warrior one. All right. Feeling strong, activating all those muscles, imagining you have a beach ball in between your hands above your head. Strong arms, strong everything. Inhale, straighten out that front leg. And exhale, slowly reach forward with the fingertips. Hello, people driving by. Reaching down towards that ankle. Or maybe you stay just reaching forward, whatever your body wants tonight. Coming into a pyramid pose. gonna take the microphone away from my nose so you don't hear my heavy breathing. Inhale here, exhale. On your next inhale, slowly raise the fingertips up, reaching up through middle and then all the way up towards the sky. Bring the bend back to that left knee into Warrior One. And then we're going to transition into a Warrior Two by reaching our left fingertips forward and right fingertips back. Draw the shoulder blades together behind you. Make sure that front knee isn't caving in, but it's still facing forward and you can see your toes beyond that front knee. Almost like we're standing on a surfboard. I tried that. I didn't really stand. I really tried though. Inhale, straighten out that front leg. Exhale, reach it forward with the left fingertips and down towards the mat. Right fingertips reach up into a triangle pose. Drawing that shoulder back just a little bit, and once again, feeling that straight line from fingertips to fingertips. As your back foot is pressing into the earth, front foot is pressing forward. You are balanced in this pose for sure. Inhale, slowly raise up, arms parallel to the earth, and then we're gonna bring that bend back to that front knee. We did a reverse warrior and an extended side angle last time, and we're gonna do those same ones. Reach up with your left hand, right hand reaches down that back thigh. I think I'm on the right. Did I say the opposite? Inhale, reach it forward with that front arm, bend the front forearm and set it down on that front thigh. Opposite hand reaches up and over your head. Extended side angle. And go ahead and do 3 more of those with your own breath, reaching back, windmilling the arms forward, and taking it slow and being mindful of all those muscles that are moving and helping you get into those positions tonight. Once again, I think I'm doing 4, but 1 more for the road. Inhale, stand it up into warrior pose, warrior 2 pose, wherever you're at. And then we're gonna really bend through that front knee, getting the momentum to step our back foot forward to meet our front at the front of the mat. Or taking it slow. All right, awesome. At the front of our mat here, we're gonna come into a pose called chair pose. So we're gonna inhale, reach up with our fingertips. And then exhale, we're gonna sit back into an invisible chair. So we're not just sticking the booty out, we're sitting back and down into a tall stool or a low chair, you choose. Feet are about hip width apart. Inhale here, exhale, forward fold and straighten out those legs. Head drops down towards the mat. Inhale, lifting up the torso, coming into chair pose from the opposite way this time. So we're gonna lift up, reach up with the fingertips, already sitting in that high chair. All right. And from this pose, we're gonna give ourselves a challenge if we want. We're gonna come up to the tippy toe of our left foot to start with. Stay here if you want to. Or see if you can lift the whole left leg up and drop the left ankle on top of the right knee. Almost creating a number 4 with your legs. If you fall out, reset, try it again and just see what your body can do tonight. Talking is hard sometimes. Once again, be playful with this. Maybe bringing your arms down into that prayer hands in front of your heart. Maybe sitting back and down just a little bit further. Finding balance, not comparing yourself to anyone else, just challenging your own body. And wherever you are, inhale and stand up and shake it out. Okay, let's try that on the other side. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, but we're doing it. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms come out wide to the side, reach up to the sky. And then chair pose. Exhale, slowly sit down into chair pose. All right. Once again, tucking underneath you, sitting down into the chair and maybe tucking your hips underneath you just a little bit helps sometimes to engage your core. If you want the challenge tonight, come up to the tippy toes of your right foot this time. Stay here, or take your right ankle and lift it up and set it right on top of the left knee. Crossing that knee out to the side. Falling out of the pose, resetting, it's okay. And then bringing any other movements you want to this pose. Maybe hands at your heart, maybe sitting back and down into the chair a little bit deeper. Finding balance, finding strength, and being easy on yourself. All right, one more breath. And inhale, stand it up. We're gonna do one more balance challenge before we go down to the mat. So this one involves a little momentum, almost like a pendulum momentum. We're gonna start by bending our left knee up and holding on to it. And then we're gonna reach forward and kick that heel back behind us. Whatever version that your body is letting you do tonight. So inhale, hug that left knee in up and forward. And exhale, see if you can kick that left heel back behind you and reach forward with your hands. So we're balancing here and then going into what's called a warrior three. We're really testing the strength of that left ankle. Maybe it's strong tonight, maybe it's not. Try it one more time wherever you're at. See the right ankle. And exhale. All right, and set it all down. Oh, that looks good. I saw some awesomeness. All right, let's try it on the opposite knee. So inhale, hug that right knee up to your body, or opposite. Somehow I feel like I'm losing right and left, but whatever you didn't do the opposite. All right, hug it in, and then reach those hands forward and kick that heel out behind you. You may have to reground yourself. Try it again. Inhale, hug the knee forward. Exhale, kick that heel back behind you and reach forward. Knee is like a pendulum underneath you, coming down and back, and then coming forward. Some people may be able to kick that heel out so much and reach forward so much that there's a straight line from your fingertips all the way to your heel. And then other people may not, and that's okay. This one's hard for me tonight, I don't know why. Exhale. Do one more wherever you're at. Last one. Inhale here, and exhale. Awesome. Strong bodies, looking good. All right, let's take a seat. Okay, legs come out straight in front of you here. Toes are lifted off the mat and coming towards your face or towards your body. We're gonna inhale and exhale and reach down towards our ankles here. Letting our body, just head and neck hang loose here as we're hinging over our legs in a seated forward fold. From the seated forward fold, we're gonna let go of our right ankle and reach that right hand behind us. Drawing our gaze off behind us. And then taking the right fingertips up and over the top of our head and reaching towards that the left toes. One more deep breath here. Dropping the right hand to the right ankle, and this time reaching back with the left hand behind us. Looking behind us with our gaze, And reaching the left hand up and over the top of our head and towards those right toes. Inhale, drop the hands and slowly walk the hands back to your hips. We're gonna bring our feet in together. They call it cobbler pose or butterfly pose, whatever you choose. Soles of the feet are pressing into one another. We're gonna hold on to our feet here and just slowly hinge forward, letting our head and neck once again hang loose here. And maybe letting go of the toes and walking your hands forward to just stretch the lower back just a little bit more. Noticing you might also feel a stretch in the hip flexors as you reach forward. Walk the hands off to the right side of your mat to start with. Trying to keep both hip bones grounded into the mat. And inhaling, walking the hands through center and off the left side of your mat. And then slowly walking your hands through center and walking them back once again to your feet. Inhale, lifting your torso here. We're going to take our left hand to our right knee, so opposite hand to opposite knee. And then reach up with the right hand and ground it down behind us in a seated twist. So drawing our gaze behind our right shoulder. Inhale, draw up with the top of your head towards the sky. And exhale, see if you can twist just a little bit more from the base of your spine, not just your neck. Inhale, face it forward slowly. And then opposite side. So right hand to left knee, left hand reaches up and slowly grounds down behind you. Making your spine, elongating your spine as much as possible by lifting through the top of the head and twisting. Awesome. Let's go ahead and face forward and slowly straighten our legs, maybe wiggling just a little bit forward so that when we look behind us and lay our head down, that our head will be on the mat. So we're going to slowly come to a position of laying on our mat here in the grass as I figure out where the music went. Awesome. Urban yoga. Here in this laying down position, let's go ahead and hug our knees in towards our body. Maybe lifting our nose up towards our knees one last time. If you need any other movements here tonight, you just bring your knees off to the side of your mat and just kind of windshield wiper your knees back and forth. You can do that here. And when you're ready, slowly just coming into a position of laying on your mat and just letting all those movements we just did sink into the muscles as we just find a moment of peace at the end of this class. Typically, Shavasana is where we focus on our breath and not on all the to-dos that we have to do tonight. So just being here on your mat, feeling supported by the grass, your mat, and feeling the coolness of the air around you. We'll be here for about 4 more minutes. The church bells might ring, but we might go 1 minute past the church bell. So take time for yourself here, just breathing. slowly deepening your breath. Maybe bringing some movement back into your toes, into your fingers. And if you want to stay here as long as you want, you can. If you need to leave, I understand that as well. Go ahead, and if you can, bring your fingertips and raise them above your head and stretch your body from your fingertips to your toes as long as it possibly can be. And then letting your body roll off to the right or left side, using your arm as a pillow. And slowly transitioning up to a seated position. So tonight I end in class with a couple of things, and one is a quote by Rumi, if you're familiar with Rumi. He said, "Life is a balance between holding on and letting go." And with fall solstice starting tomorrow, we will see the trees letting go of a lot of leaves coming soon. And I challenge you to think about letting go of things that aren't serving you so that you can move into kind of a more peaceful and confident fall for yourself. So I want to thank each and every one of you for coming here tonight. It was a lovely class, and I love seeing faces here in the park. I have a tip jar up here. Donations are accepted but not expected, and I also accept PayPal or Venmo if you have that. So I want to thank each and every one of you for having the determination to keep going and the strength and the motivation to get here tonight. So from my heart to yours, namaste, and have a great rest of your week. Come back next Monday. I'll be here if it doesn't rain, which hopefully it doesn't. So it was good seeing y'all. Come up and talk if you want to after class. Take care. You're welcome.